Indiana signs to get their 3 national letters of intent. And that's another thing. NIL and NLI. Really? We got to use the same 3 letters for those things? Boy, when that thing comes out now and you see NLI, I'm like, what? What about NIL? And it's so confusing. But Indiana officially signs. Oh, it is. And I didn't notice until there was a headline put up the other day that someone signs and it was NIL. I'm like, that kid can't sign an NIL deal. He's in high school. And I'm like, what's going on? I hadn't read it yet. And I realized, oh no, it's NIL or NLI.
Yeah.
But Indiana officially welcomed its 2022 recruiting class as all Jalen Hood-Schifino, Kaleb Banks, and CJ Gunn signed their national letters of intent on the first day of the early signing period. Indiana's 3-man class of 2022 ranks number 23 in the Rivals 150 team rankings, headlined by number 20 overall player in the class, Jalen Hood-Schifino. CJ Gunn was previously committed to Indiana under the previous staff of Archie Miller, of course, but he confirmed he was staying with Mike Woodson as he took over. You can see more about that on thehoosier.com about all 3 of those. And Kaleb Banks, of course, from down there in Fayetteville, Georgia. How far is Fayetteville, Georgia from you?
I could not tell. I don't know. I know Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Well,
in Georgia? No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know where Fayetteville, Georgia. It's in Fayette County, if that helps you any.
It does not. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. This is gonna be great radio here.
Yeah, it's
Fayetteville, Georgia.
We need the music for Jeopardy. But
there we go.
No. But the recruiting class is signed, so Indiana's got talent coming in next year, man.
South of Atlanta. I'm north of Atlanta, so
part of there's a big part of that Atlanta basketball area there where he is. So Dustin there you go. Yeah, exactly. Jennifer, Dustin with the photo bomb. I was like, what is he doing? It was so funny. Here's a good question. Tim asked, will there be a lineup change Friday night in the basketball game? I don't know. I doubt it.
Does it matter?
I don't think so, but I doubt it because that group played well together. I think they had the biggest plus minus as a group when they were on the floor. Why would you? Who are you going to take out? Xavier Johnson is obviously, you're kind of lead guy on the ball right now. Rob's mixing in there. I mean, he's kind of playing both off and with. But Parker Stewart, you're not taking him out. He needs to shoot the ball more. You're not going to take Miller Kopp out. You're damn sure not taking Trace and Race out. So I don't see why you would see any kind of a lineup change. The only thing is, will you see a couple other players that didn't play? That aren't injured. If they're ready to go, will we see Anthony Leal or Christian Lander? That's kind of a more of a question. But this is not going to be, I don't know, this is just going to be an easy game. This is the team that just won on the road at Washington to start their season. So they're one of the teams that got an upset to start their season.
Well, Indiana
did that on the road. Well, yeah, they did. But you wonder, you'll see how much they learned from that. Got a big lead and got big, fat, and happy. And
that seemed to be a problem under a previous regime too. So that's why I say we'll see what happens.
They didn't have a lot of 20-point leads under the previous regime, though.
No, but
I understand.
My point is that they didn't play well in the final 4 minutes of any basketball.
Well, but their biggest issue was shooting again and shooting from deep. And that's an issue that has been the same for the last few years. I've talked, there's many people that say, Todd Leary, of course, who comes on and says these guys are hitting these shots in practice. Even Race Thompson, who put up some threes, said he shoots pretty daggone well in practice. Well, they've got to learn to transfer that to game, and it's still early. And this team, it's way early, and this is a team of new faces. Look at all the new faces that are playing a lot of minutes. there's a lot of minutes going to guys that were not on this roster last year. Parker Stewart, being one of them, he was on the roster but didn't play. But Xavier Johnson and Miller Kopp, two right there, are starters. Parker Stewart is a starter. Hell, you got 3 of the 5 starters were not on this team last year. Discounting Parker Stewart was on the team but didn't play again. I just say one didn't play. So right there, that's a lot of integration already. So it takes a while, man. Look at the teams that lost. Look at Michigan State. While they played a really good team, they always seem to start slow.
They do. Yep.
But it's how you finish. So you got to go at least 5 games in, get a book of work to look at. You can't look at one game. First time back in the building, first time with people back in the building. That was kind of cool, at least.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love seeing that. I think that plays a role in some of these outcomes too, because there weren't many dominant performances in the Big Ten overall. So I think that having fans back in the building makes a difference, but I think that there's also maybe the butterflies last a little longer after not playing in front of anybody for a full season. So that makes a difference. That new players, new coaching staff, that makes a difference. It's interesting to see. It was just, you thought that Indiana was going to cruise, and then you kind of saw shades of what we saw a lot the last couple seasons set in, and you'd like to see that go away. But maybe Eastern Michigan's a good team. I don't know anything about them, to be quite honest, other than we prefer to call them the Fighting Emus instead of the Eagles.